Good evening, everyone. Before we begin, I want you to take a moment and imagine this. A recruiter opens your resume, glances at it for 8 seconds, and decides whether you move to the next stage or get lost in a pile of hundreds. Those 8 seconds can change everything. And that is exactly why we are here today, to make sure your resume doesn't just sit in the stack, but stands out with clarity, confidence, and purpose. I'm Dr. Shanoli Ray, founder of PROLEARNZ, and it's a joy to welcome you to this masterclass. At PROLEARNZ, we have always believed one thing strongly: talent is everywhere, opportunity is not. But the right skills can bridge that gap. That's why our session focus on practical, industry-aligned, career-ready learning, the kind that actually helps you move forward, not just collect certificates. Today's session is not about making a fancy-looking document. It's about learning how to present your story, your strengths, your journey, your potential in a way that employers remember you. And to guide us, we are privileged to have an exceptional facilitator, Ms. Sarika Kalpesh Maniar, an ICFCC certified soft skills and behavioral trainer and British Council certified IELTS expert. She brings years of experience helping learners shape powerful profiles and build global ready communication. So, I encourage you to stay curious, ask questions, and think deeply about one thing: what version of myself do I want the world to see? By the end of this session, you will be able to craft a resume that reflects exactly that. Thank you all for joining. Let's create something remarkable together. Let's begin and let's welcome our today's facilitator. Thank you, Sarika, for providing time for our PROLEARNZ online platform. The stage is all yours now.
Thank you, Shanoli, for a warm welcome. I'm glad to be here today, and I would love to have a two-way interaction. So I would love if you all can be on camera so that we can see each other and we can have a lovely interaction. We can have doubt solving, whatever the doubts we have on. Yeah. So our today's topic, as Shanoli introduced, that is resume. So that is resume is a very crucial topic. It should not be considered just as a document, right? As it is very important for your career growth. So we will understand right from before I share the screen. We will understand. We will have an icebreaker, and in the and so we'll have active participation in that, and we will understand from the very basic what exactly is resume. What is there is a difference between curriculum vitae, and there is also a difference between biodata, right? So you might get confused what to present to the hiring manager and what document to prepare and what we need to send them. Also, what we'll go through the what all things are important when we talk about building up our document, and also I will tell you how skills play an important role in building up our resume right from the basics. What all things should be included and what all things should not be included, and what all mistakes we should avoid in building a resume. Right. So shall we start? Yeah, I hope everyone is on camera.
If possible, please put your
Yeah.
cameras on.
So yeah, so one we'll start with one question. What makes you hireable? I want responses in the chat box. What makes you hireable? I'll put the question.
Or you can unmute and share too.
What do you all think so? What makes you hireable? Absolutely.
Clarity has written the experience. Yes, others, please share your views.
Meta. Lovely.
Awards and certificates to your name. Okay.
What do you think so, according to you? Before we dwell into the topic.
Lena ma'am has written skills. Adrita has written, I think skills and experiences matter more. Komal has written, I'm hireable because I learn fast, take responsibility seriously, and always give my 100% to any task. I'm reliable, hardworking, and I adapt quickly to new situations, which helps me perform well in any role.
Yeah, so we have got lovely responses, right? Someone is saying skills, someone is saying experiences, someone is saying hardworking and communication. Yes. So won't you all like to compile these things? Won't you all think that this all things should be
Yes,
compiled,
Meda
whether it,
has exactly done that.
yeah.
Skills,
So
experience, and communication.
yes, so won't you all think that all these matters when it comes to the hiring, right? The hiring manager would love to look into all these things and they want a compilation. So now exactly you know that what we are talking about, right? Experiences and skills and whatever your qualification, everything should be compiled in a proper manner. So it becomes easier for the hiring manager to scrutinize, right? So here we shall first learn what exactly is resume and then dwell into the topic deeper as I told you. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yeah, so today we learn about how to master the art of resume building. As I told you, right from crafting a resume to understanding deeper into it. Yeah. So now, as I told you, right, it's very important. Like when I take the sessions in colleges, corporates, participants have queries like what exactly we should mail to the HR manager, what exactly we talk about when we talk about resume, right? So they are confused, like, is it a CV, curriculum vitae, or is it a biodata? So does anybody have any idea about these three documents? Any idea? Any basic idea about the three documents? Anyone? Anybody having the idea about what is the exactly these three documents means? Or I would love to tell you like resume as we and all of you answered in the chat box, right? It is skills, it is experience. So what resume is exactly? It is not. It is a compilation of all your educational qualifications, your skills. It is prepared in a customized way, right? What it is including of your skills, whatever the skills you have acquired, we talk about the technical skills, whether we talk about the soft skills. So we list it in a proper manner. And it also talks about your educational and the basic details, your current profile, right? Who you are, along with your contact details, along with your email ID, and along with your any link that you are on social media platform. So that we will be looking further into what exactly is the format, right? So basically to understand it's summary of everything. It's summary of your detailed profiling, education details, skills, and wherever you want to apply for a job, right? So that is a, and it should not be more than 2 pages long. When we talk about a resume, we need to compile it in a proper structure and ATS friendly. So we'll be looking into what are the steps that we follow, what are the perfect steps that we should follow in building up a resume, and what all points we should consider when we talk about building up a or crafting a perfect as per the ATS. So ATS, everybody might be knowing that when I talk about ATS, can anyone say what is ATS? Anyone is having idea? What exactly is ATS?
I think it's a software which controls plagiarism.
Yeah. So that is application tracking system,
Yeah.
right? So according to that, we'll be preparing when what exactly is the format and how does the ATS track the perfect resume and how it should be structured. So we'll be learning about that, right? So a good resume would start with a brief profile of the candidate. Profile, as I told you, will include your details, right? About your details, who you are, and it can be your contact details. It can be your, so that has to be included in your resume. And summary of your qualifications, as I told you. So everything will be in the reverse chronological order, as the industry follows the reverse chronological order. So what exactly is reverse chronological order? Any idea about that? When we talk about the education, when we talk about the education, sorry, just give me a moment. Yeah. So when we talk about the education, we list the topmost education first. Say I am a graduate or I am a postgraduate, right? So that is called a reverse chronological. So we'll mention the topmost first, whatever the education we are into or whatever we are done with the education qualification. So that is called the reverse chronological order. So we have to structure the resume in that format, whatever comes the first, whatever the education we have acquired, like postgraduated or graduated, so, or any experience we are talking about where we are working currently. So current comes the first. So that is called the reverse chronological order, right? So that is called the exact structure. So we'll be learning what all points we can include in the step by step in the structure of the resume. Now, as I told you that there is a difference between a resume. Resume will not be more than 2 pages long, and resume will talk more about your skills. It talks more about you, what skills you have acquired, but it can be technical skills, it can be the soft skills that you will be mentioning, because the hiring managers are concerned with the skills, right? What you have acquired in your academic records, or whatever the education you are taking, or whatever, wherever you are working, or right, so whatever the skills you have acquired. And curriculum vitae, that is longer, that is in detail. It is a detailed document. It will consider all your degrees, it will consider all your professional affiliations, right? It will be all will be included. So more focus will be on adding the more details, right? And the skills that we talk in the resume, that will be specific, that will be to your job description, right? Whatever, wherever you want to apply for a job description, say particular you are applying for any accounts job, or you are applying for any technical job. So whatever the skills you are mentioning, that will be specific to the job related. So in your resume, it will be more specific about the job description. But here in a CV, you can include all the details, all the skills that you have acquired, all the academic affiliation. You can talk about your achievements, your certifications, everything in detail. So it can be more than 2 pages longer. But when we talk about resume, it has to be one, or max it can be 2 pages. So this is the difference, right? So that is a general document. Curriculum vitae is a general document. And does anybody have idea, like as we learned about the differences, in which fields I can apply when I talk about a resume, and in which fields we can apply when I talk about curriculum vitae? Any idea? Any idea? Anyone?
If I know my job responsibility, in that particular case, I can take up resume. If I'm not aware of job responsibility and I'm applying for a general job, maybe I can use a curriculum vitae.
Okay. Yeah,
Just
that's
trying
correct.
to.
Yeah. So like which fields, like as I'm applying for a private jobs, I'm applying for a public company. So what document I can use, like resume I can use, or a curriculum vitae I can. Hmm. Where we need to, like any idea where do we need to highlight all the qualification, professional affiliations in detail, like any field or any example anyone can give me? Anyone?
It's getting difficult, ma'am, to answer because in my thought process, everything is seemingly going towards the resume, because whenever we apply, we know about the job, so we should take up a resume, I believe so.
Yeah,
So
so we focus on the specific skills where, as I told you about the resume, right? And in detail, like for the government jobs or something, we need to apply so we can go for a curriculum vitae. So we'll be mentioning all about our academic qualifications in detail. We have participated in sports, right? You have participated in sports or any extracurricular activities, and they may want to check everything in detail, like your participation, all your certifications and all. And skill specific, when we are going talking about skill specific for the private company or public limited companies or something, then you can go for a resume. For a government job where you need to show everything in detail, so you can go for a curriculum vitae, right? So according to the organization, what is exactly their requirement, what exactly they require, do they require everything in detail, then you can go for a curriculum vitae. Or are they talking about a specific skills, then we can go for a resume. So that is the difference between, it depends on the organization to organization. Yeah. So any query till now? And now another third document is biodata, right? So biodata is also a document where you will be listing all your educational qualifications, all skills and other extracurricular, about your extracurricular activities, achievements. Everything will be mentioned in detail, but more focus will be on the you will also mention your personal details in a biodata, right? We do not mention all the personal details in the resume or a curriculum vitae. But biodata, in biodata, you will be talking about your age, you will be talking about gender, you will be talking about religion, all the personal details also will be included in. So it's called a biographical data, right? And and it will be more longer. It can be of more than 2 to 3 pages when you talk about the biodata. And as I told you that more focus will be on personal data along with the academic achievements or along with the skills. And so, any idea where can we use biodata? Since we include all the personal details, like we include age, gender, religion.
if I'm sure, like maybe marriage proposals,
Yes,
just
yes.
uh,
Yeah. So for marriage purpose, we can use a biodata, right? So this is the difference, basic difference between the curriculum vitae, biodata, and a resume, right? That is in detail. Curriculum vitae that talks about the specific skills that we have acquired, and that whether it can be technical, whether it can be we talk about the soft skills, right? And this is used for the personal. So this is the basic difference. First, we must understand before we prepare our document. Anybody having doubt on this? Now, and one more thing, curriculum vitae is most probably preferred. Like if I talk about the freshers, fresh graduates, or you're looking for a job for the first time, then the resume is the perfect option, where you can match your resume, when you can match your skills to the job description. And if you're looking for a change, so you will be mentioning all your experience and other academic achievements, right, or extracurricular in detail. You're looking for a change. You have already worked for 2 years, 3 years, say maybe, right? So curriculum vitae will be a better option for that purpose, because you mention all the details in it's a very detailed document. So everything will be mentioned in detail wherever you have worked and for how many years you have worked and what all skills you have acquired. So if you're looking for a change, then go for a curriculum vitae. And if you're applying for the as a fresher, or you carry less experience and you are skill specific, then go for a resume, preparation of a resume. So that is very important to know.
Ma'am, so extracurricular achievements will not hold weight when it comes to resume.
It will hold weight, but that much not in detail we are talking about. Here you talk about you have won the awards. You can mention all the awards in detail, whatever the awards you have mentioned in because resume is skill specific, right? And that talks about your awards and achievements. So whatever the awards you have got in your extracurricular activities, you can mention it in detail. You have won this award, you have won that award, you have won this certifications. So focus will be on your academics also, and focus will also be on your achievements in a curriculum vitae, because you're looking for a change and you are looking for change. So you have already experienced, right? You are an experienced person. So they will go through all the achievements that you have acquired through so many years. So that is why. You can mention that is only about your certification in a resume, but not in much in detail, right? Because it's not longer than 1 or 2 pages, and that curriculum vitae is longer than two pages, so you can mention everything in detail. That is a detailed talk. So any other query till
Yes.
now? I hope I'm clear. Yeah, now we will talk about 8-second rule, right? So any idea how much time the hiring manager takes in scrutinizing your resume, or how much time they would take in scanning your resume? Any idea? Any one of you? You have mentioned about your current profile, you have mentioned your educational detail, you have mentioned your skills, qualification, everything, right? So how much time how many resumes they scrutinize, or any idea? Anyone?
No, ma'am, not really.
Yeah, so they just spend 8 seconds of time. I hope you all will be shocked and hearing this, that they just spend that is a pattern, that is a predictable scanning pattern. They will spend only 8 seconds. Because why? Because they want exactly what skills they'll be focused on, skills you have acquired, right? So they want the skills and that matching to the job description. What is the position that you have applied for, and what exactly they are looking for. So they do not spend more than 8 seconds of time. So we will see here. So what is important? Your name. Your name should be specified very clearly. Your contact information, your phone number, then your email ID, and your LinkedIn. Everybody nowadays upload their profile on the LinkedIn, right? Because the client or the corporates are available, and we look for job opportunities on LinkedIn. So it's a platform where we upload our profiles, where we and so that is whatever is the first point of contact for the client, so that link we can attach in our resume when you are building up our resume. So another point is current or most recent job title. So say suppose you are fresher, then your resume will talk about your internships, it will talk about your projects that you have done, right? Internship, whatever the internship you have done in the college, or whatever projects you have done in the college, practical projects that you have done, that you can talk about to a hiring manager in a practical way. So that will come first. Or if you have some kind of experience, so your current recent experience will be highlighted on the top of your resume. So that is very important, that they are looking at with the exact date. Currently I'm working with so and so organization, and the date has to be mentioned till date. We mentioned our starting date, right? I started last year in 2024, and till date I'm working with so and so company. So that is what the organization is concerned with. Next, that is the date of your employment, as I told you, exact date when you join the if you are working somewhere, where when you have joined the organization. Because a lot of hiring managers do the background checking. Exactly, they might call someone in that organization and check whether you have really worked or not. So you have to mention that dates of employment. And key skills and technical competencies. So when I talk about key skills, what skills are required for that job? So we need to exactly match what is the job description. Say it is for the accounts. So what are the job description mentioned, right? You need to be familiar with the Excel, you need to familiar with the Word, or any accounting software you need to familiar. Those are the skills that you should possess, right? So if I'm applying for the accounts position, say I'm applying, so those are the skills. So are those skills matching to my profile? Are those skills matching to the job requirement? Have I looked into the job description clearly, and are my skills matching to that? So the hiring manager will be looking for those skills. And whatever the technical competencies are talking about, how literate I am as far as the technicalities or computer literacy is concerned, right? Whether I'm master in Excel, whether I have done some courses in Excel, if I'm talking about the jobs in accountancy, whatever is the required, right? So that the hiring managers want, whether you fit for that particular position or not, right? Then another thing is quantifiable achievements. What is when I talk about quantifiable achievements? So always mention something in percentage. That, for example, you are engaged in social media marketing or somewhere, right? So you have increased the followers you are doing some digital marketing or job or something like that, and you have increased the followers, then always include the quantifiable percentage that in few months I have increased the followers of so and so account to 40% to 30%. So that impacts, that gives a real impact, and that gives something achievable, right? So we are talking about the skills and achievement in the resume, so that gives real impact and the results that you have brought in that field, wherever you have worked, right? Go for, always go for the quantifiable, right? 40% achievement, 30% achievement, or in 2 months I have raised. If you are talking about, if you are working in the sales field, I have been able to help the organization to raise the sales to so and so percentage. So that gives the real impact in the resume. So that is what exactly the hiring managers scrutinize in 8 seconds, right? So your date of employment, your recent work where you are currently working, then whatever is your contact details and your email ID and everything, they will verify. Then headings, whatever the headings we are giving. So we will further learn in details how step by step, when I talk about the format, what other headings you should mention in your resume, exact headings, right? And you have to bullet the points clearly. Do not write your resume in paragraph format, right? So why you should avoid in the paragraph format? Because it becomes difficult for hiring managers to scrutinize your skills, what skills you have acquired, what value you can bring to the organization. That they are concerned with what value you can bring wherever you apply for any job, right? Any organization will look into the value that you are bringing to the organization, right? So it will be difficult if you note down everything in your resume in paragraphs. So all the points, all the headings should be properly bulleted, so that headings and everything will see further. These are the points that you can note down, or you can take a screenshot where it becomes important for a hiring manager, and they'll scrutinize in 8 seconds, right? So highlight the keywords, whatever the keywords are, whatever your skills are. As I gave you example, I'm master in Excel, I have done so and so course in accountancy, or any technical skills that we are talking about, Java, G2E, whatever we are learning, right? So that you can highlight those keywords, and that has to pass through ATS, as we are talking about ATS, application tracking system, so that it catches recruiters' attention, and directly they will focus on the skill. Okay, SQL is there, Java is there. Yes, it will, ATS will track those skills in job description. That was mentioned, strong excellent communication skill was mentioned. So is that mentioned there, or adaptive? And adaptive was mentioned, that I'm looking for someone who is adaptive. So is that mentioned? So they will exactly look into those skills. The tracking system will exactly scrutinize those skills, or whether we talk about the technical or whether we talk about the soft skills. So that should be properly highlighted, and it can be bulleted. Points can be bulleted, right? So they don't have to okay, looking into the paragraph, they don't have to search, and they do not have so much of time, right? 8 seconds they'll spend on a particular resume, so they do not have a particular candidate, so they do not have that much of time to look into your resume, right? Nowadays, you all know that things are going digital, and we are living in a fast-paced world. So it's not possible for each and every hiring manager to search everything, skills and everything in a paragraph. So they pass through the ATS system, and that becomes very important to highlight everything. So that is why when I say that I'm the founder of a particular organization, or I have done so and so certification, so that doesn't matter, right? Though I am a founder, though I have done a lot of achieved certification, like how can I help people? Always remember, whether we talk about resume, what value I can bring, and how can I help people? What solutions I can bring? So organizations will be looking into the solutions. Will be looking into the what value addition you can do to them in future. Why? And there is always a question like, why should we hire you, right? So that is the purpose of the organization, to ask what value you can bring, and how your skills will be mapping to the organization's necessity, how you can map your skills, right? And so that also will be the future vision of the, if you study the site of an organization, so that also will be the vision or mission of the organization. So you can align to the vision and mission of the organization when you focus on your skills, what value you can bring to the talent or skills that you can bring, rather than what you are actually currently, right? And so that is why the skills are very important. Any doubts till now in any of the points? Any doubts, anyone? Would like to ask me anything on the points? What are the important points in the 8 seconds the hiring manager would scrutinize? Any doubts in this? I hope you all have got the idea about it. Okay, so shall we move further? Yes. Now let us talk about the format, right? So I have highlighted 2 formats. As I told you that personal information is very important. So that can be mentioned on the right side of a resume: name, contact number, email ID. Photo is not that much important. If you want to stick your photo, it's okay, but it's not that much important. And this is the another 2 formats are there: your email ID, name, and contact number. So you can either mention name, contact number, and email ID at one go, or and on the other side, on the left side, you can have your photograph, or you can mention it like that: email ID, then name, and then contact number. So there are 2 ways of writing in a resume format, right? Whatever is your, so your resume always starts with the personal information, your current profile, right? Your name, contact number. So this should be clearly visible to the hiring manager, right? And if you are uploading a photo, it should be in a formals. You should you should not upload any kind of photo wearing casuals, wearing t-shirt, jeans, or the clothes that you are wearing at the time of going out for picnics and all. So those kind of photos should not be uploaded, right? So whatever the photograph you are uploading, that should be in formals, right? If you prefer wearing blazer, that is very good. Tie, blazer, that is very good. Otherwise, formal shirt, formal trouser, you can take a pic and upload in your resume. It's not much required, but it has to be professional and a formal photograph. Right now, before I dive into the keywords, right, I'll tell you what is the after mentioning the personal information, what other thing is important in a resume. So have you all heard about summary or the objective statement in a resume? Have any of you have heard about the word summary or objective statement?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so can you let me know?
Basically, it means to say that what kind of a person you are and what can you actually give to the company with respect to your skills and academics. Combining all that, you will be making a summary statement there.
Okay. Yeah, so that comes after your personal information. So what is your objective? What is your goal? Why are you applying for a particular position, right? Why have you chosen to apply for a particular position? So that is called the objective. So that is a summary. So we do not mention it in much detail. That should not be more than 3 to 4 lines. So that is called a summary of our qualification, summary of our skills. Skills or strength we talk about, what strengths we possess, right? And how what is our career goal, what are we trying to achieve, or what value addition we can do, that's to the organization. So just in 3 4 lines, so that is called the summary, or that is called the objective, which plays a very important role in your resume, right? So it's only above, after mentioning your personal details, so it comes the second thing comes, that is your summary, or it is called an objective statement or a summary. So I have a sample of objective statement or the summary for the if you're applying as a fresher, or if you're applying as an experienced person. So we'll look into it later on. And first, what are the important keywords that we can use? Right. So I have seen many like mentioning like hardworking, or looking for a particular position, or such kind of words, right? So such hardworking doesn't talk about my skills, right? Hardworking or seeking for a particular position in a particular organization. So this kind of sentences doesn't talk about my achievements, what I have achieved, or what my skills are, what exactly the hiring manager is looking for. As I told you, in the 8 second rule, they will be looking for the skills, and they'll be mapping the skills to the job description. So looking for a particular position in an organization, or seeking a particular position, or those kind of sentences doesn't talk about our skills. So those kind of sentences should be avoided in the summary, right? So who we are and what skills we have acquired, and or skills or strength, has to be specifically mentioned. As I told you, I gave you the example of skill like SQL or Java or G2E. When we talk about the IT, or when I gave you the example of accounts or whatever the job profile you are applying for, and what value addition you are looking for, long-term growth, and you are the asset of the company, right? So they are happy knowing about and reading that line that you are an asset to the company. You can contribute what you can contribute to the organization, that they are interested. That should be your always the last line, right? So these are some of the keywords. Adaptable, you are adaptable. Detail to the any circumstances. Detail oriented talks about like your skills. Then you are a team player. You have worked in a team. You can learn very quickly. You are good in communication. As always, you see that one thing they will mention that we are looking for an excellent communication, right? So you may have to interact with the clients, you may have to interact with their colleagues in the department. So they look for a strong communication skill, right? So these are the keywords. Time management, enthusiastic shows your enthusiasm, how well you are understanding your job requirement, and how eager you are, how passionate you are, right? So innovative, you imply the creative ideas. Analytical, yeah, you are very creative and think analytically. You are goal driven, yeah, you have some purpose for a particular position. So these are some of the keywords that you can include in your summary, rather than just mentioning that you're hardworking, or rather than just mentioning that looking for a particular position, which doesn't talk about your skills, right? So these are the soft skills we are talking about, that along with your technical skills, we also talk about our soft skills, right? Good we are at. So these are some of the skills that I have highlighted that you can mention in your objective summary, right? So any questions on this? Any doubt? So you can start your summary statement with quick learner, or enthusiastic graduate from so and so university, like that. Goal driven, you can talk passionate, adaptable. You can start your objective or a summary statement with this keywords, right? So these are some of the soft skills that we have highlighted, keywords that we have highlighted, that you can include in your summary statement, just writing, rather than writing hard worker or any other that doesn't talk about your achievements or skills that you acquire, right? So any questions here? Yes. So as I was telling you that the objective statement plays a very important role. So I've highlighted a formula. You all can note down a formula. That is, it talks about your current profile, what you're doing, right? And it talks about your skills or strength or your career goals, whatever is your. So simple, three things should be there in your summary. Three things should be highlighted in your objective statement: your current profile, what you are currently doing, whether you have graduated, you are post graduated from so and so university, right? And do not write that just completed my graduation, or just completed my BSc from so and so university, BSc science, whatever it is, right? Computer science, BSc from so and so university, and mentioning the date of year of your graduation or your post graduation is very important, right? Recent graduate from so and so university, or recently you have acquired degree in so and so, marketing, whatever the yeah. And yeah, see how they have mentioned the skills: eager to leverage analytical skills. So they are using those keywords. They are using those soft skills, analytical skills. So you have analytical ability, you have creativity, right? So that is why. And that you have to map to the job description. Are they looking for such skills? So your summary will talk about those skills, right? And you can drive innovative campaigns, and what value addition you can, what is your career goal, right? You an enhancement visibility in a dynamic environment. You can easily get adapted to the dynamic environment, right? Or you can bring value to the organization. So I've started with motivated recent graduate. I have not started with somebody looking for a so and so, seeking or some position or something, right? So I have started with a strong keyword, that is motivated, or you can even enthusiastic, professional. So I've highlighted detail oriented. So every skills that you acquire, you have worked very you have taken into action, practically you have implemented. So that is called detail oriented keyword. And then you can mention about your qualification, and then you can include your skills right? That whatever you are proficient into, they are talking about Java, Python, and then what contribution you want to bring to the organization. So it's very simple writing down the summary. It should not be more than 3 to 4 sentences, and it is very important part of your resume. Do not ignore your objective statement. If your hiring manager doesn't find your summary very innovative, very creative, then they will not look into the entire resume. Right, so it's very important. Just 3 4 lines, and it's a very easy formula. Your current profile, what you are currently doing. You recently graduated, you are doing internship, or you have just passed out from the college. Mention that with a highlighting your achievements. What skills do you have, right? What you are good in time management, include that. You are good in analytical skills, include that. So it's very easy to start the sentence with, right? And then leveraging your skills, and then mentioning about what value addition you can do. And when we talk about the experience, what will be your career objective or your summary statement? You just have to mention the number of years, right? So as I have mentioned here, even the example, if you are experienced, if you have carry experience of 1 year, 2 year, doesn't matter. Experience, soft skills trainer, or whatever your profile is, then whatever the experience you carry, clearly mention that, and then talk about your skills, and then talk about your value addition to the organization. So that is what the hiring manager is looking for, right? So it should be very, very, very attractive. I hope this is clear about the objective statement. Anybody having doubt? Want to
Yes,
ask
ma'am.
me? Yeah,
It's clear, but is it possible? Where can I, because I'm into training, so I want to
yeah.
train students on this area.
Hmm.
But many times the language is a problem for students. So where
Hmm.
can I find the kind of words you have just used just now to describe everything? You have used mostly adjectives, now, ma'am. So where can I find this kind of words where I
Yeah.
can push them to learn and implement in their CV and also in speaking?
See what happens, like I see them copying from Google. So it's not about copying. Like it is the real objective that you're putting up for yourself, right? So you can do SWOT analysis. So have you heard about SWOT analysis? Have you heard about strength, weakness, and that matrix? Strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat. That four
Yes.
quadrant. Yeah. So you can make them do that SWOT analysis. You can ask them to note down their strength, what they are good at, and what weaknesses do they carry. So whatever the strength that they carry, that is just mentioned in the beginning, right? So I see that if one will write motivated, others will also copy the same adjectives, but actually they do not possess that, right? They are not good in that, right?
Very
So
true. Very true.
so ask them to highlight top five strength about them. So that is the same thing that we are starting with, right? So they will
Okay.
get used to mentioning in their resume. Any other doubt I can take
No,
up?
no, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, yes. So now let us talk about the resume types, right? So already we know now what is a resume, what all things we are including in the resume, talking about qualifications, skills, and we also saw how 8 second the hiring managers scrutinizes the resume. So now there are different types of resumes, right? They will be looking at. So there is I have highlighted those chronological. So what is chronological? That will list your work history, whatever, wherever you are working, right from the newest to the oldest. So it talks more about your work experience wherever you have worked, right? As I told you, reverse chronological order. So what is reverse chronological order? Wherever you are working currently will come at the top, mentioning the other work history, right? So that talks about your career progression, how good you have progressed in your career. So that the chronological type talks about that, right? So mostly the hiring manager nowadays prefer the chronological types of resume, where they can see where you have worked earlier, you have past experience or not, or as I mentioned that you are a fresher, then you might have done some good internship projects where you have acquired the practical knowledge, right? Second type of resume is the functional. So here the focus is on the skills. Focus on the skills over job, right? So you are mentioning your work experience in chronological order, but here the more focus is on the skills. And combination type, third type of resume is the combination type, which blends both, right? So hiring manager may prefer that you have mentioned your skills also, you have highlighted your skills, and you have mentioned your experience in a reverse chronological order, wherever you are working first, the newest on the top and the oldest follows to show your career progression. They may also look into the employment gaps. Do not forget that, right? Whether you are carrying employment gap, what you were doing in so and so period. They may have such kind of questions at the time of the interview, right? So most combination type of resume is the most effective resume that the hiring manager would prefer, right? So, and of course, yes, the 8-second reality. Spend approximately 8 seconds scanning. So your everything should be clear, whether you are talking about your work experience, your date of joining, because they may check with the documents attached, right? You may attach your offer letter, you may attach your appointment letter. So they will verify everything, whatever you mentioned in your resume about the date of your joining, from where did you start, which year you have started. So there has to be a clarity about the skills that matches your job description, and everything is a combined, that is called a combination format, right? So these are the types of resume where the hiring manager would be. So that depends on organization to organization which format exactly they are looking for. But the rule they follow is that focusing on the relevance, whatever the details they require for you to join that, and they will check the employment gaps whether you have and practically acquired those skills or not, right? So this is the main essence of your resume. So any doubts in the types of resumes? Anyone would like to ask any queries? Shall we move further?
Ma'am, as a fresher, should be
Yeah,
most preferred, ma'am.
yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Tarita. Go ahead.
Ma'am, as a fresher, which would be most preferable?
Yeah, as a fresher, your combination resume works very well. That talks about your skills also. As a fresher, your functional would play an important role, because here you do not have your the hiring manager would be focusing on the skills, right? And there the focus is on both. You mentioned your work experience, where you have started working currently. So as a fresher, you have no work experience, so they will focus on the skill. So functional type of resume will be more suitable for that purpose. So instead of
Yes.
work experience, we put on our internships and we put on our live projects that we have done, or any certifications or courses that we have done, achievements that we have done.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Anybody else would like to ask any query? Anything? Yes. Now, the another important thing that I'm going to talk about is the action verbs. As I told you that along with we spoke about the summary, how important the summary is, and how we can mention the adjectives, and how we can start with the adjectives rather than talking about hardworking, which doesn't talk about our skills, which doesn't talk about our achievements, right? So the real value, the real impact we would be able, as we know, the verbs, right? What are verbs? Can anyone tell me in a simple way? What are verbs? Yes, what are verbs?
A word describing an action, ma'am.
Yes. So it talks about the action, right? So same as with our resume, it should talk about the action. It should talk about the impact. It should bring some result, some value, right? We are not just going to list down in the paragraphs, right? So that is why the action verbs, that shows how confident you are, right? That will highlight your skills. Why are the action verbs important? Before we dwell into the methods or something, is because it will talk about your confidence, because when you talk about your skills, you are confident that you have implemented those skills practically, right? Otherwise, why would you write on your resume? Or you have done some internship or course and you implemented those skills. So you become more confident when you talk about the action verbs. Then you highlight your skills and you show about your achievement, whatever you have achieved, right? You are not doing your duties. You have actually achieved by implementing in those things in a practical way. So that is why the action verbs are very much important, and also it increases the ATS scrutiny that we spoke about. It increases the success when your resume is scanned through the it goes through the scanning of ATS system. It increases the chances of getting shortlisted your resume, when you use this action verbs, it clearly speaks about what you have achieved and how much confident you are, right? That is what we want to show to the hiring manager, because your document should speak about, before you give an interview, go to an interview, it should speak about your skills, what you are actually, what you have acquired in your lifetime, what you have done, right? So that is why I have highlighted here. Launch every bullet point with powerful action words. So some of the verbs that I've highlighted: led. I have led a team of, for example, I have led a team of so and so participants, led a team of 10 members in my organization. I have developed this software, I've developed that system, I have coordinated with so and so department, I've implemented so and so thing. As I gave you the example of social media, right? You shouldn't write that I have worked with social media, I have done social media marketing for 3 months. Instead of that, what you have acquired when you work for the social media as a social media marketer, what you have increased the followers, you have increased their sales, you have contributed to that company, right? So that is what you are mentioning, right? So that is what you have achieved, you have designed something, you have transformed this into that. So these are some of the action verbs that I have highlighted, that we have mentioned. And always quantifiable data. 46%, 40% mentioned that this is from 0% we went to I achieved those results from 0 to the when I started, the company was into 0, and this is the result that I've. Quantifiable data is, if you mention, that would be give a real impact to the hiring manager, right? So these are some of the action verbs I have highlighted, and according to your skills, if they are looking for communication, then you can mention the action verbs related to that. So any examples you can give me, like how would the action verbs differ? Any examples anyone can give me? I have highlighted the few. I want some examples from your end. What is your understanding of the action verbs that I have mentioned, and how it would differ according to your skills, or what you want to mention, or a job description if you relate to. Any idea? Say I give you the example, I give you the heading, communication and soft skills. Then what action verbs I can use for those? I want to map the communication skills and soft skills with the job description. So what can I mention in the action verbs? Any examples you can give me? Just write.
Acquired, developed,
Is communication related to something that we are developing?
Efficient listening, ma'am.
Yeah, but one
Effective.
verb for that. Listening.
Effective.
Yeah, it is a part of communication. We listen, right, to be a better communicator, to communicate very well, or one verb for that. Presented, explained, presented, right? When we communicate, we present to someone, we present a topic to someone. I'm communicating with my colleagues, so I present it in a very comfortable language to them. So presented so and so, explained. So these are the action verbs you can use according to the job description they have mentioned, right? So any other examples? If you have done a leadership role in a college, and they are looking for some leadership role, they are looking for such kind of a profile. So what kind of action verbs here I can use?
directed, led.
Absolutely. Directed, led, planned, right? Leadership. That shows all the leadership qualities in me. Right. So what skills you want to showcase? According to that, you can use the plan your action verbs and mention in the profile. Any other idea? Any other examples you would like to give? What skills you want to showcase, according to that you can choose your action verbs, right? And there is a STAR formula. So we'll learn about the STAR formula now. So S stands for the situation, how you can use your action verbs, right? How you can define your action verbs. So there are two formula, star formula, and there is a car formula. So first of all, let us talk about the star. Whatever is the situation, whatever is the your current context, set the context situation you are into. And say, for example, I gave you the example of leadership, I gave you the example of communication, I gave you the example of team lead, right? So whatever the situation you are into currently, then task will talk about your responsibility. What is your responsibility? What task you are have taken, right? Then action, what action you are taking, right? And result, what result you have come out of that. That will impact your action work, right? So here I've given the example as I told you about the leadership. So leadership or led a team of led a team of 5, that talks about your leadership skills, right? Then what is the task, what I did is the example that I have given, to streamline weekly by introducing what I did, what action I took to I streamlined that process, right? And what I did, I achieved so and so result. As a leader, I have done this, I took this action, and what task I was given, I have done or taken this action for that purpose, and what result has been derived out of that. So this is called the STAR method, where you can come out with your action verb. So any other examples of the STAR method I can get from you all? Any other simple example? Just talk about the situation that you want to talk about and what task you will take up and action. Can we have a quick on chat? So that I'll get that you all have understood this method. Any quick examples?
Got it, ma'am, but it's not working right now. I mean,
Okay. So,
it-
what role you are into? That talks about a situation, right? What role you are into, and in that role, what is your responsibility? Say you are into a accountant role or any other role, say technical role. So, what is your task in that responsible? What are you handling? So that talks about your task and what action you will take, right? In that role, what you need to take and what will be the result. So that talks about the STAR method. Right? Then another is the CAR formula, the challenge, action, and result. So talk about the problem, identify the problem or challenge that you want to take up, right? Then the action, then come out of the solution, come with the solution, what action you will be taking for that, and what, and the result should be measurable. As I told you that always mention the quantifiable data in percentage, so that will show impact on your resume. So that talks about the your result, that you have achieved so and so result, you initiated so and so task, right? That so here I have mentioned the challenge, that example, faced inefficient filing system, right? That caused delays in some of your work or something I have mentioned, right? Then what you initiated, what action you took, I initiated the digital platform or something to come out of that. Filing system was creating a problem, so I initiated that action, and what result, right? So that will help you. Both the methods is going to help you to come out with the this both the star formula and car formula will be helping you to come out with the action verbs and the bullet points that you want to write in your resume, what you want to include in your resume. Okay? So any doubt in understanding this?
no, ma'am.
Yeah. Now we come to the perfect structure. As I have already mentioned about the summary and objective, how it is important, how it is important to note down the skills. We spoke about the contact information. So step by step, we are now what will come in the resume we are talking about, right? What ATS system, how our step, each and every compiling each and everything will help ATS system to scan your resume very well, right? So as I told about the contact information, so your professional email ID, where a hiring manager can email you back, then your phone number, right? And phone number, whatever your number you should be mentioning should be verifiable that it's working or not. Then your LinkedIn URL or whatever, wherever you are uploaded your profile, then your location. That is optional. You want to mention city or state or not, that is optional because we do not have that much space in a resume. And photograph also, I told you it's optional, but it should be the professional one. Now, second point is talking about the education, right? So education is whatever is your current degree that you have acquired, whether it's a post-graduation, whether it's a graduation. Talk about the institute name and your which you have completed your graduation, post-graduation, right? And in relevant coursework for the whatever you have taken up, right? So your educational qualification will be in your reverse chronological order. Do not mention 10th, 12th. I have seen they mention everything about the 10th and 12th and all. That's not required in the resume. That they are just concerned with your graduation, post-graduation. That is should be mentioned in the reverse chronological order and the university and when you have completed that graduation, right? So this is only important, right? Everything about 12th, 10th, and then we'll have to produce all those certificates, docs, and everything. So it's not much required there. Right? Then comes your skills section. As I told you that there are two things in your skills section. First of all will come your technical skills, and your technical skills will depend on what job profile you are at, right? What job profile you are at. You are at technical in IT, you are in and the management, you are into accounts, you are acquired the BCom degree, you have acquired the BSc degree, so all your technical skills will be mentioned accordingly. As I gave you the example, SQL, Excel, so that is very important. Mention it in bullet points, all your technical proficiencies, and do not mix your technical proficiencies. Do not write that I'm good in Excel and then write communication skills. So that will again confuse your hiring manager. So you can bifurcate your technical skills and you can bifurcate your soft skills, right? And soft skills should be matching to your, as I told you, what is required in the job: adaptive, strong communication skills, time management, what is required in your job description, right? So you can map your soft skills to that. And as I already told you that you can also do your SWOT analysis. That is very important, that if you perform your own SWOT analysis, you mention your strength, weakness, and everything, you draw that matrix and then come out with your strengths and then you mention it in your profile. So that will give your actual, you are not just copying from the Google 10 adjectives and you are mentioning in the resume, and everybody's resume is with the 10 adjectives, right? So what actually you are good into, that is what is relevant to your position, right? So then your summary objective we have already discussed. Then your experience, whatever is your experience, whether you have done internship, projects, working part-time, or what position you are at. So everything will be in reverse chronological order. Then other additional sections are optional because they are not mentioned in much detail in your resume. That we already spoke about, that we is mentioned in your curriculum vitae in detail. But yeah, you are certified, that is very important. You just mention it in one liner because it's not more than 1 or 2 pages, right? Your achievements, if you have done any voluntary work, publications and everything, it's addition. Just if it's in a one liner, one sentence, do not mention it in details in your resume. So these are the important steps you should follow with your personal details, your education. These are the steps that you can so you can have one a particular format in a resume, right? Whether it's for a fresher or whether it's for an experience, only the experience column will matter for the experience. If you are acquiring any experience in any organization and you are applying as a fresher, then the experience section will be removed, right? And your internship and your project will be your heading, right? So these are the heading which are relevant, and it should be clearly mentioned which are which the hiring managers are looking for. Contact information, education, then you can mention it on this side, on the right side, and then other details on the left side, right? So that is the ATS format nowadays. So I'll be also sharing you the sample resume formats where you will have the idea how it is mentioned in the format. All these sections and the headings are mentioned in the format, right? Then your skills section, talking about your skills. It should be highlighted very clearly, not to confuse, and the other details, right? Now, any doubt in the format? Anybody having any doubt? I hope the format, the headings are clear. Then it will be easy for you to check out the sample resumes. Anybody can ask me now itself. Anyone? I hope it is pretty clear, right? Whether you are an experienced or whether you have to follow a particular format that is as per the ATS tracking system, right? Yeah, so this is a sample sample resume that I'll be showing you. As I told you that summary is very important, personal information is very important, photograph is very professional, right? So you can, this is as per the ATS system, the sample that I have taken out. So contact information is there, email ID is there, then phone number, proper address. Address is you should not mention it in much detail because we do not have that much space, but it should be clear if you are mentioning it. And your LinkedIn URL, whatever the link you are mentioning, that should be very short, and that the link should not be that long that they do, when they open the link, it doesn't work, or they cannot look into your profile and all. So make very sure whatever the URL you are mentioning, it has to be very short and clearly mentioned over here, right? Then languages they have mentioned, certificate they have mentioned here, whatever the certificate or achievements, as I told you in the format, right? So summary is mentioned, then education, as I told you, and after education, work experience will be the heading. If you are working somewhere, your current work will come on the top, wherever you are working, and then the oldest one. And if you are not working, then your work experience, instead of work experience, you can talk about your internship and projects, right? And your internships and projects also should talk about the live projects. And there is also a way to mention your projects, right? So how will you mention it? It should talk about the skills, what skills you applied in your project. Do not write in long paragraphs about your projects that I was given this project in the college time, or I was working on, and I was having a team of so many members and all that. No, hiring managers is not supposed to read all those details in long paragraphs. What skills you applied in your project, what was the name of the project, name, skills, and what was the outcome. That's very simple. In 3 steps: name of the project, so and so. For example, time management was the project. Then what skills I applied practically in that time management, or to develop some software, or you are developing, or you're building up some app or something, what skills you applied in that, and what was the outcome. So that is very simple. In three steps you are talking about the project very clearly. So that gives a clarity to the hiring manager, right? Do not mention, and only those practical which are explainable. So there can be questions at the time of the interview when they are looking at your CV, and they will be asking you about SQL, Java, whatever you have mentioned. So what exposure do you have, what project, and what practical knowledge that you have gained in. So that should be clearly mentioned in the resume, right? And see how nicely he has mentioned the skills: Windows, HTML, very nicely. He's an IT guy, so he has mentioned about he has not mixed up the soft skills, right? So soft skills can be another heading. But the resume should not go more than 2 pages, as I told you. So that can be, you can reduce your hobbies. It's not necessary to mention 10 to 20 hobbies, right? 2 or 3 will suffice, and then you can mention the soft skills, right? So it covers everything, right? And certificates are also not too much mentioned. Award certificate, either 1 or 2 which is you want that to be highlighted as per your job description, or you are Java certified professional and the job requirement is Java or J2E, you have done certification in that, so it is very important to mention that certification, right? That you are Java certified professional, you are a trainer, so you are international trainer and coach, you are certified from somewhere, right? So that is very important. So mention that, right? That you have done certification in that. That will highlight your skills, right? So everything has to be matching to your skills, because the hiring manager will be focusing on your skills. Is it clear? Any doubt in this format, sample format? Anybody? Yeah, so these are the few I have taken out. You can take a snapshot. Career objective, as I told you, not mentioning more than 3 to 4 lines. Contact details. Expertise are means the skills. And the keywords, whatever the headings you are mentioning, should be the ATS friendly keywords, right? Not mentioning those kind of keywords which are not ATS friendly. As I told you, the headings should be very clear. Academic background is mentioned, master degree is mentioned on the top, and then the bachelor, and then the diploma. Right? So this is how they are talking about the academic qualifications. Yeah, so these are the 3, 4 formats, samples that I have And here is one work experience format that I have taken out. Though that two formats I showed you, sample resumes I showed you were of freshers. So here they have mentioned the work experience. So they have clearly mentioned here, Vaishnavi has clearly mentioned here the date, right? She joined in July. She had mentioned the place over here, and till date she is working here. So she has clearly mentioned, right? And even when you are talking about the work experience, you have worked somewhere, so do not mention much in detail that you are doing this work, you are doing that work, you have a team of this. Just mention what skills you are working on. That is more important than writing it in paragraph or detail, right? So again, as we should not forget that it's a resume and it's not more than 2 pages. So do not take it, mention it in longer paragraphs. Right? What is your developed and implemented so and so? What is she responsible for? What is the responsibility she is talking about? And what skills she is applying in that she is talking about. That is what she has mentioned. What is the role? What are her roles and responsibilities? Right, roles and responsibility in that organization. In short, she has mentioned in 2 or 3 lines. Right, so, and certification achievements and hobbies. This is how work experience. If you have experience of 1 or 2 years, whatever, then mention it in the reverse chronological order. After your education comes the work experience, then your internship and projects, it's not necessary to mention, right? Because you are already working somewhere and you are directly talking about your work experience. Then remove the internship projects part, right? Then write the work experience heading and mention work experience. Is it clear? Any doubts in this? Anybody having doubts?
No,
If you are a fresher, go for internship projects headings. And if you are working somewhere, then go for the work experience heading. Right? So it will automatically serve the purpose of 1 or 2 pages that we are talking about. Right, now we talk about the skills. As I told you that quantify everything. We have already mentioned whatever the whatever you have acquired the skills, like increase social media. As I told you that not working for social media or something, what exactly you have achieved 40%. So talk about showcase your skills more in quantifiable terms, right? Internship also, if you have done, then how you can show impact, right? Assisted with social media or something that you have, don't write that you just worked on the, you have done internship and you have assisted somebody in the social media. Instead of write what you have achieved, created 25 social media posts and you have increased the followers, 2000 followers, impressions, and talk about that gives impact, right? Show impact. So when you showcase your skills, it should show some kind of impact to the hiring manager, not just talking about the skills, but uh, how you have created impact and what value addition you have done to the to that your whatever you are acquired, what value addition it can bring to the organization. So they will immediately be able to connect the dots, right? And this as I told you that these skills matters. Whatever the relevant skills, you are an IT professional, so say Python professional, Java professional, so mention that clearly. And whatever the soft skills, you possess the leadership skill, you possess communication, so then you can match it to your job description. Right, awards and recognitions, as I told you, what is important, you have won any competition or you have achieved any awards, or that also can be mentioned, but not in a very lengthier paragraphs. Right, so how to showcase your skills, that is how to showcase your skills. I have given example, right? You might make mistake in noting down your skills, that I have worked for so and so organization, or I have worked for so and so company. That nothing has to do with to the hiring manager. What you impacted, what will impact on, what will show the importance is how much you have achieved, right? So you should mention like this. So I have given the example that you in a quantifiable term, I have given the example, and what you achieved there, I have given the example. So any doubts till now? You can stop me wherever you feel or ask for any examples or anything. Any doubts? Anyone? Any example you would like to give from your end, or any according to your profile, or anything? Any queries you have? Yeah. according to your profile, what would you like to mention? These are my examples. You can also ask me according to your profile, what would you like to mention, whatever work you are currently doing or internship projects you are doing or anything. Any questions, Lena? Let's make it interactive. Only it's since long I'm speaking. Anything related to your skills you want to ask? Yeah, you can ask me. How would you mention it, right? Right. So now we come to what are the best practices as per the ATS friendly formatting and what mistakes we can avoid. Right. So talking about when we are preparing a resume, the fonts are very important. First of all, so do not use fancy fonts in your resume. Right. So these are some of the fonts that I have highlighted. These are the standard Arial, Times Roman, Times New Roman, Calibri. These are the font size. And what should be the font size? It should not be more than 10 to 12, right? Not selecting 18, 20 and showing a big font size in your resume, because you have to fit in all the headings. So your ideal font size should be 10 to 12. Right, then your layout has to be very simple, single column with all the section heading should be clear, right? Do not write it in text boxes. Do not write in the box, okay, I want to mention the experience, so I will write it in a box, or I will write it in a round shape, or I'll use some other image or something. I'll use another shape or something to confuse the hiring manager. So do not use such kind of. So make it very your all the section heading should be very clear and simple, right? And already we have discussed about the headings. Then mirror language from job description. As I told you, match what is required to your job description. Are those skills that you have mentioned matching to the job description you are actually applying, right? Then acronyms that you can include. You can use SEO. That what whether the keywords mentioned in your resume are easily the hiring manager can find out or not, right? So that is called an SEO, search engine optimization. Whether, like for example, I'm looking for a particular skill set, communication. So is that mentioned in my profile, and that keyword, if they find, so they can get those type candidates or those kind of resumes, right? So which resume they will know that they will require to shortlist, right? Then save it in the simple format, either PDF format. So that is the ATS friendly format, right? And docs I have given. So do not save it in difficult formats, that is which are not ATS friendly. So adapt this PDF format or the docs format, right? When you are saving, when your resume is prepared and you are saving the file, so just check how you are saving it. So that will become easy for you to mail them, and whatever the format you are, and ATS friendly you are saving it in the format, right? So that becomes easy for them to check. And what mistakes should you avoid, right? Using graphics, using logos. As I told you, images should not be used. They are not ATS friendly, and that should be avoided, right? Like colorful graphics, I'm using some kind of designs, or I'm using the logos. I'm using that is not required, because we are already mentioning the sections and the headings, or some kind of I do not want to write in the sentence, or I do not want to bullet the points, and instead of that I'm using the smileys or some kind of images which are not preferable in your resume, right? Tables I cannot use, yeah. But for the qualification, you can use a small table showing your postgraduate, if you, so that it bifurcates your percentage, your GPA score or something, that you are showing that in your post graduation you have scored 90%, or your GPA is this much in your engineering or something you're showing. So there you can use a small table, but it should not be very lengthy, because we have again the same question comes, that it should not be more than 1 or 2 page, right? So the boxes you are using everywhere in each and every section is not preferable. Headers and footers are ignored, right, by the ATS. So, and fonts, as I told you that fonts which we can use are Arial, Calibri, and other fonts are not acceptable by the fancy fonts are not acceptable, or which are not readable are not acceptable by the ATS system. Then do not use personal pronouns. Like I told you about, I gave you the example of the objective summary, how it starts, right? Motivated, enthusiastic, professional. So many of them start with I am, or me, or my name is so and so in the objective summary. So do not use personal pronouns as per the ATS format. You should avoid the personal pronouns like I, me, my I have done graduation from so and so, or me acquiring so and so, or my name is so and so. Starting your resume instead of starting with the action verb. So that is why we have discussed about the action verb and how they play an important role in building up your resume. So that we are dedicated, right, enthusiastic. So nowhere we have used in the resume also. I showed you the examples. The person has used I am graduated from so and so, or I am studying, or I have acquired so and so skills, right? Personal pronouns are not acceptable as per the ATS format. So these are the mistakes that we should avoid, and it can also turn out to be the red flags where I have noted further. Right, then grammatical errors. Proofread your resume before you forward to the hiring manager, before you mail to the hiring manager. Check all the grammatical errors, punctuation marks, comma. That will make a difference, right? And as I told you, photos or any personal information are not required. So your age, your gender, marital status are more important in your biodata that we have already discussed. So that's not the ATS friendly format. So that's not necessary to include in your resume, right? Any irrelevant experience that does not support whatever the goal you are having, right? Which is not required to show, or which are not explainable, or any employment gaps are there, then you should take care of those things and avoid such mistakes. That immediately shows that there are red flags in your resume, which I'll be discussing further, and your resume and your chances of getting rejected or resume getting rejected would become higher, right? Any project you are mentioning and you have not practically done, and you have just copied or submitted somewhere because of short of time and all that, avoid those things mentioning, right? Because they will ask you practical questions in the interview, and that can be your red flag. And even they might know that it is being copied from somewhere, and so it's not advisable to put down in your resume. So any doubts in this? Any doubts? What mistakes we should avoid, and how we can come out with the best practices? Talking about the font, talking about the headings, all columns, and how we can save our resume. In what file we can save our resume? Any doubts here? Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Yes. So I was talking about the red flags, which are which should not be not ignored, right? Which increases your chances of your resume is not getting selected, and hiring manager would reject your resume. So let us discuss anything that you would like to highlight, or something that you could have noticed where your resume has not got shortlisted, or anything you felt that should have been included. Anything you want to discuss, then we keep it open. Anywhere you all might have applied, or your resume might have not got shortlisted, or you felt that this should have included, I have not updated my resume, or anything you felt anywhere. So I leave it open for discussion so that it we interact in a two-way. Anybody? Lena? Clarita? I hope you all are there. Can you come on the camera and come out with any points like?
I'm still a student, ma'am. I haven't written a resume for myself.
Okay, you haven't prepared yet. How about you, Lena? Lena, are you there? Yeah. So any experience you can share it with me. So it can be a two-way interaction. Like, so as I told you that unexplained periods or any there are any gaps in your profile, right? You have not done any work and you are showing that period, so that should be avoided. Then how you can fix that, right? What are the red flags and how you can fix that? Employment gaps. Briefly note productive activities, what you were doing. Were you doing something freelancing, or you had taken up some freelance work, or whether you were doing some kind of, so fill that gap. How you can fill that gap? So during that period of time you were not working, but you were doing some, had taken up some freelance work, or you were doing, carrying out your education, or doing some course or some development kind of. So use those years, right, instead of months. So you mention it in the years instead of months, right? So how you can fix those employment gaps that you would not like to show in your resume. So mention like you have taken up the course, or you were doing some certification, or you were engaged in some kind of uh, uh, education or something, and fill those gaps, right? Then length issues can be your red flag. 3 pages resume. If you are a fresher and just coming out with the 3 pages is not acceptable, then you have to reduce your pages. Then you have to remove all the unnecessary, as I told you that you are mentioning about your all the projects, that many participants come with the query that, ma'am, we get confused when it comes to mentioning the internship and the projects. So I just tell them that talk about the light projects that you have done, talk about the practical experience that you have gained in that, and which are explainable. So remove all those unnecessary head projects or anything that you have mentioned, and fix this that and bring it down to 1 or 2 pages, right? So length issues can happen, and you can, how you can trim those to 1 page, and remove all the outdated or irrelevant content, right? That which is not necessary to show, and awards or certifications which are not relevant to your jobs, or it's not required, that also you can remove and shorten your resume, length of your resume, right? Then as I told you, I am giving you the example here, right? Responsible for customer service. If you are working as a, I have given the example here, responsible for customer service. You are working in a as a customer service, right? So that doesn't again talk about your achievement. So again, that your your chances of resume getting rejected would increase, right? So how, what you have solved there, as I gave you the example of social media, that you have increased the followers. So same, I have given the example again, it will be a red flag for you. Responsible for customer service, but whom are you engaged with, who are the customers, right? So this kind of query may come out. How you can fix it? Resolve 50 plus customer inquiries. You are mentioning in the quantifiable term, right? And that is how you brought satisfaction to your job. You are creating an impact. You are showing the some kind of result. As a customer service, you are on call daily, right? And you are meeting a lot of customers. So you are on the calling, and when you're doing this job, so what you have achieved? You have solved the queries, right? So I've solved so many customer queries. I've interacted with so and so. So this is how you can fix if you have mentioned this by mistake, right? So that will be a red flag for you, and that doesn't talk about your achievement. Then formatting, right? Then you're not mentioning date in a proper format, or you are not following the proper bullet style, or you are not talking about the space, or proper spacing you are not done in your resume. So that can be a red flag, right? Formatting is also very important, as I told you about the fonts, and how 10 to 12 font size should be used. And you also should take care of the spacing. When you are spacing that, half of the items are on the left, half bullet points are not aligned, right? 1 or 2 bullet is coming on the left side, and again it is going on the right side, or you are mentioning the points in 1, 2, 3 and it's not aligned properly. So that again will be a red flag for your resume. So these are the red flags, and how you can fix and remember, and how you should rectify, so that your chances of selecting the resume will become higher. Right, so you have to manage all the bullet styles, right? One you have selected Arial font, and the another heading you have selected Times Roman, so that will also not work it out, right? So I, whenever even I prepare a PPT for my sessions, or when so I always check whether the font size are equal, whether the I have used Arial, I have used the Times New Roman for all the slides, right? So this is how it follows in the resume. Follow a similar pattern of the font size, and the spacing should be equal, whatever the spacing you are giving in your resume. So that's called you can use the templates. There are templates available on Google to format your resume properly, right? So there is education and all the headings will be properly mentioned, and you just have to fill those details if you are not preparing on the Word doc. So those kind of formats can be, and the templates can be utilized to prepare the resume, so that you avoid such kind of red flags. And yeah, so any query till now? Any query you would like to ask? So here we are at the end of our topic, and we'll just summarize whatever we have learned. Can anyone summarize quickly? And then at the last, I would give you LinkedIn makeover points. What should be included as a bonus? Lena, can you go ahead summarizing quickly rather than just me talking about summarizing? You can help each other and summarize the points that we have learned. Meda, can you go ahead summarizing? Each one of you coming out with the point and making it interactive as your last step. Whatever you have understood till now. Yes, so these are just the points of summary that I put on the last slide. Final steps, tips, right? So customize your application, relevant experience, whatever the job description you have mentioned. So map it to your experience and the job description. Then keep it clean. Use the clear headings and all that we saw. Right, that is very ATS friendly, and avoid the mistakes that we have. Power verbs we spoke about, quantifiable we spoke about. Right, start with your bullet point and the action verbs. Include those things in your resume, and always seek at the last, whenever you prepare your resume, seek feedback from your mentors. Yeah, whether you are prepared in a proper format, whether you have included those action verbs and aligned your resume to all the headings that we have seen, right? Revise it, proofread your resume, avoid grammatical errors, and then send it to the hiring managers. Yeah, so this is all about today's session, and I would forward the PDF that I have prepared for LinkedIn Makeover on chat. Any questions? Shonoli, can we ask them any questions or any
Yeah, you
Q&A I
can
can take
stop
up?
sharing, and then it will be an open forum if they want to ask anything or share their feedback or anything.
Yeah. Any feedback or any doubt? I can take up.
Yes, any further question or any feedback or any query you have?
What about the LinkedIn makeover, ma'am?
Yeah, so I have just created a PDF for LinkedIn Makeover, so I'm sharing in the chat. Just give me 2
Yes.
minutes. Yeah. Or I will just read out the points. I'll just see.
Yeah, you read
I'll tell you.
out
Yeah, I'll just
also.
share the tips here.
Yeah. Also, if you can share me personally, I will share in the group.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll share that personally.
Yeah, that would be better, I think. And
Okay.
this
Yeah.
will be
Fine.
shared in the WhatsApp group so everybody can have a look.
Thank you so much,
The
Lena.
presentation was very rich in content, detail, and very useful.
Any questions or any query you have or any doubt? Anyone? Anyone who is preparing your own resume would like to ask me what should be included and what errors should be avoided, can show me if you have prepared your resume, then I can take it live.
Does anyone have a resume with you? Or else you can share me personally. I will share to ma'am for checking, and if
Scrutinizing.
any rectification is required, that can be done. I think. And the PDF will be shared in the group, and Clarita, I'll be sharing you personally regarding the makeover of LinkedIn.
Yeah, I have here. So I'm sharing here in the chat. They can open and I've shared the PDF here.
Okay, those who want, you can open from there also.
Have you all received in the chat?
I think.
Yeah, I have mentioned the makeover tips for both, for freshers and for the experienced professionals, both. Your professional photograph will come on the LinkedIn. First of all, as I mentioned, that it should be professional on your resume also. Then your clear headline, right? What you are currently doing. Are you a trainer? Are you a professional? So, and your about section should talk about your skills achievement. So I have mentioned all the tips, what all you should include. Whatever the internship and projects you have should be mentioned in your about section in the LinkedIn, right? First, you start with the education that you are graduated or post-graduated, then talk about the skills, talk about the projects, right? Then there is featured section in the LinkedIn. So you can attach your certificates and your awards that if you have received in the featured section, right? So there are sections in the LinkedIn where you can, so you starting with the heading, your heading currently what profile you are at, and I am helping to build up this confidence level or whatever it is, or if you are into any kind of profile like job profile or something, I'm helping so and so, like that you can mention, and so professional I am at, consultant, professional, whatever it is. And then if you are a fresher, you can just mention BCom graduated, BSc graduated as a fresher, and then that will be your headline. Then in the about section, you have to mention everything in detail, right? First talk about your education, then talk about your skills. This is the skills that you, same thing that you will be mentioning in your resume, same thing will come in your LinkedIn profile when you're building up the profile section wise. So that is called optimizing of the LinkedIn, right? So in the about section, you can mention everything in your detail that currently I'm graduated from so and so, or currently I'm working here, or I'm carrying so and so 10 years of experience, 7 years of 1 year of experience, whatever is your experience, and then what you have achieved, how you have helped. Uh, and what was your responsibility in your job profile, that you can summarize and mention it in the about section along with the skills. And in the featured section, any video you have, or any certificates, awards, or any testimonials you have got from anywhere, any feedbacks you have received. Suppose you are working and you have received good feedbacks, or any awards you have won, that you can mention it in your featured section. Nowadays people have videos, right, of their performance, or participated somewhere, they have taken photographs, so that all things you can mention, or you have received award or highlighted somewhere, then you can mention all those things in your featured section, right? And then the language and everything, that whatever you want to mention in whatever the language you are proficient in. So yeah, that these are all the headings in the LinkedIn that you can showcase. Same as in your profile, you can showcase same in your LinkedIn. So I've given the tips both for experience and both for fresher.
So I think this is all about today's session. And as the time is up, so let us conclude for today.
Yeah.
and again.
Thank you so much, everybody, for participating.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you.
Lovely participation. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Sonali, once again for this opportunity.
Thank you.